Can you believe this tracking drone fits in my pocket? This is the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max, an 8K feature-packed drone which captures stunning video and is incredibly user-friendly for beginners. If you're interested in seeing more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell so you'll be notified once I upload a new video. Let's unbox it and have a look at what's inside. There's a pre-flight guide with instructions before your first flight, a nice carrying case for the drone, a quick start guide, stickers or decals, a carrying pouch, a USB-C to USB-C cable, and they provide you a piece of the HEM or HEM frame, which stands for hyper-elastic material, to test and try to break so you can see how durable it is. Taking a look inside the carrying case, there's a 65 watt charging adapter, a dual battery charger, and of course the drone itself. The dual battery charger is very useful and convenient, since it rapidly charges 2 batteries, allowing you to quickly swap out the battery inside the drone and continue flying it with very little downtime. Talking about the battery, it's a 1920 mAh smart battery, which provides about 16 minutes of flight time. They do also offer a thermal smart battery, which is sold separately, that can be operated in extreme cold conditions, down to -20 degrees Celsius or -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Looking at the HOVERAir X1 Pro Max, we see it comes folded and is compact, making it very easy to carry around. On one side, there's a USB-C port and a micro SD reader where additional memory up to 1 TB can be added, in addition to the 64 GB of onboard memory. It's nice and light at only 6.8 ounces, battery included, and it has additional cameras and sensors on the back and bottom or belly of the drone for obstacle avoidance, smart tracking, and landing. On top, you have the battery compartment, a small display which provides flight mode information, battery level, omni-terrain status, and more, as well as buttons for toggling between flight modes and selecting or initiating the flight mode. Since this drone weighs only 6.8 ounces, which is around 193 grams, it falls below the limit of 250 grams in California where I'm operating it, so I'm not required to have it registered before flying. But check your state and country laws where you reside to make sure you're in compliance with your local laws. With true actual 8K via a 1x1.3 sensor and no fake upscaling, you get amazing video with such a small and light action flying camera. It has a 107-degree field of view at 50 megapixels and a f2.55 aperture. For recording resolutions, you have the option of 8K at 30, 25, or 24 frames per second, and 4K as well as 1080p at 120, 100, 60, 50, 30, 25, and 24 frames per second. You can also shoot vertical video with 4K at 30, 25, or 24 frames per second, and 2.7K as well as 1080p at 60, 50, 30, 25, or 24 frames per second, with the option for HDR also. Now for HDR 10-bit HLG, you can record with 4K at 60, 50, 30, 25, and 24 frames per second, and 1080p at 60, 50, 30, 25, and 24 frames per second for horizontal video as well. Slow motion can be recorded with 4K as well as 1080p at 120 and 100 frames per second. For photo resolution, you have the option of 12 megapixels or 48 megapixels. Now as far as the physical size, it's 4.13 by 5.87 by 1.34 inches folded, and 6.81 by 5.87 by 1.54 inches unfolded. For flight speed, you get up to 26 miles per hour in auto follow, and up to 37 miles per hour for instantaneous tracking. With Smooth Capture 2.0 and the 2-axis gimbal plus EIS, which is electronic image stabilization, you're able to record stunning and smooth video without vibrations or stutter. Okay, now let's go over operating the drone. First, you'll want to download the HOVERAir X1 app from the App or Play Store. You can operate the drone without the app, but the app will provide firmware updates, as well as give you additional features and manual control for flying the drone. Make sure to have the battery inserted in the X1 Pro Max, and have it powered on by pressing and holding the power button or select button for 3 to 4 seconds. Once logged into the app, you can select or touch the tap to activate on the dashboard to connect and sync with the X1 Pro Max. There is a user tutorial which will familiarize you with the drone. Make sure you're in an open area and the drone is unfolded before you begin. For flight modes, you have hover, zoom out, follow, orbit, bird's eye, dolly track, ski mode, cycling mode, indoor follow, and 360 spin. There are additional flight modes in the app, which can replace these pre-programmed modes on the drone. Once you select the hover settings from the dashboard, you'll also see these flight modes listed. You can select change flight modes to replace the current ones on the list, or reorganize them to your preference. When you select flight mode, it'll give you additional settings you can configure. Resolution can be adjusted here, as well as shooting mode, which allows you to switch between normal, HLG, slow motion, H-log, or HDR. The color can also be adjusted between Pro, Soft, or Texture. Each will give you a different look when it comes to color depth and contrast. In image optimization, you can switch between Portrait, which is vertical, or Landscape, which is the standard setting. There are a lot of settings to play with to fine-tune what you want to get out of your recordings. Once you're on a flight mode you want, you can press once on the select or power button, and hold your hand out and the X1 Pro will launch or take off within a few seconds. Just hold your hand underneath it for it to land on your hand. You can also hold your hands in a cross pattern above your head, at which point it'll fly back to you, allowing you to put your hand underneath it for it to land. Another option is for the drone to return to the original takeoff point or coordinates, as well as use the app's smart preview function, which allows you to see through the drone's camera and gives you the option to select return or land to either return the drone to the return point or land it where it currently is. Using this drone is extremely simple and easy. This was my first ever drone, and I was originally super worried about the first time using it and being able to control it properly. I thought the overall experience would be difficult and the results would be mediocre at best for a beginner. However, I was pleasantly surprised. The easy to follow guides and instructions, as well as the automated features, made the initial few flights simple and fun, opening the path to a more comfortable experience and providing the confidence to work my way through more flight modes and manually flying the drone as well. The results were really amazing, and I didn't think such a small drone would be able to provide such professional and high-end footage, even with a beginner behind the controls. The X1 Pro Max automatically handles all the controls for flight modes, giving you the freedom of performing your activities while having an automated cameraman record you. The quality of the gimbal and controls make the video smooth, even though you see the drone make turns or steep drops, which make you think the video will be dodgy or unstable. The gimbal quickly adjusts to all the turns, drops, and maneuvers, giving you a finished video product without the need of post-editing and adjusting. The on-screen controls in manual mode work just like a game controller, allowing you to fly the drone freely. You're able to use both controls at once, giving you smooth turns while moving forward at the same time. Now, aside from the on-screen controls, there is a beacon and joystick bundle which can be purchased separately, which will give you additional control on manual flying and allow you to have even smoother turns and flights, with even more control over speed and movement. This way you can fly slower if you want, instead of having a constant speed, since the on-screen controls aren't pressure sensitive. As for the beacon, this comes in handy when you're engaged in activities like riding a bike, where you may get too ahead of the drone in speed, and have the drone lose sight of you in a flight mode which automatically follows you. The beacon will allow the drone to pick up the location of the beacon, to be able to return to you if it loses contact or flies out of range. The joystick with beacon also allows you to operate the drone without a smartphone, with the help of a 1.78-inch OLED touchscreen, which will give you a small view of what the drone camera sees. You can select flight modes and adjust settings with the touchscreen as well, and it has a built-in speaker and mic, allowing it to capture sound, which it later adds to the video files once recording is complete. But it doesn't stop there. You also have the option to operate the drone with one hand, using the right joystick only. Moving the joystick itself up or down, or left and right, will raise or lower the drone or turn the drone in either direction. By pressing down on the motion button on the back, and moving the controller left or right, or toward you and away from you, it'll move the drone side to side or forward and back. You're provided with so many options and features. This is definitely designed to fit every user's needs. With the Omni-Terrain feature, it can fly over water, snow, cliffs, or in low light conditions. Just make sure the Omni-Terrain icon is showing and enabled on the drone before flying in those scenarios. Keep in mind it's not waterproof, so keep it out of the rain or water. Whether it's angle track, where it follows to the side of you, dolly track, where it stays in front of you, bird's eye, giving you a look from above, or one of the other many autonomous flight modes, you'll be able to record and create fun and amazing content. There are different bundles which can be purchased, which include other accessories, such as ND filters which can be attached to the front of the lens for better clarity during times of bright sunlight and so forth. Using the Hover X1 Pro Max was a fun and rewarding experience. It made my first drone flight an experience I'll remember for a long time and definitely be something I'll be using often. Whether you're a beginner or an expert and are in the market for a drone, I highly recommend the HOVERair X1 Pro Max. The compact size makes it easy to fit in a jacket pocket or put into luggage to take with you on trips, and the lightweight of the drone allows it to be used in most areas without the need of having it registered. With high quality video and great features, this professional flying action camera is great for anyone. It's currently priced at $699 with the option of the non-max model at $499. I'll place links in the description for anyone who's interested in picking one up, and I'll see you in the next video.